Yo, what the fuck is up, everyone? My name's Geek Links, and today I'm gonna be telling you guys about how I was paid to fucking sleep on live stream. And no, this was not no like cuddly and fuzzy fucking experience like Kai Cenat sleeping on stream or some random girl sleeping on stream, you know. Uh, yeah, this was a lot creepier, and I actually had stalkers following me in my city because someone dropped my location, and yeah, things got a little out of hand. So let's get into it. And we are back. So before I get into the story, I just wanted to show what I'll be smoking on. This is a smoothie bar. I think that's what it's called. It's Gorilla Glue and Sour Diesel. I just wanted to show the cool features here, if you can see it at all. Sorry, I have a shaky hand from a seizure. But yeah, there's a enhanced flavor, there's a balance, and then there's extra smoke. And this was a pretty decent cart that I picked up off of a plug. And this plug was the type of dude that literally pulled up on an electric scooter in a fucking snowstorm when it was -20 out, and he drove 10 miles out just to like sell me some shit and didn't ask for any more money. But yeah, so picked it off of a plug. Apparently it's a dispo cart, who fucking knows. But yeah, that's what I'll be smoking on, and I'll christen off this video by taking a big hit, and then we'll get into the story. Sorry, I'm all shaky because I just woke up, waiting on gabapentin to fucking kick in. I have pain problems. I have surgery coming up April 2nd, but but yeah. So how did I get myself into this predicament of people paying to watch me sleep? Well, for one, I just want to say it was not just to watch me sleep. They were watching it for nefarious purposes, let's just say, but we'll get into that. But how I got into it was I was on a Snapchat video call with my friend Ethan, and I don't have FaceTime because I don't have like an Apple phone or whatever. I have a shitty ass Android. So we go on Snapchat video call, and we would call all the time. And after a bit, I was like, you know what? I'm doing some YouTube videos, and I kind of want to give live streaming a shot, but I don't want to try live streaming on my YouTube because, like, what if they see me smoking weed and then, like, gets restricted or whatever. Or at the time I was doing a lot of like psychedelics, so like what if I get banned for tripping, which I did. Basically get a strike and then another strike for tripping and showing LSD on stream and shit. Oops. Fucking dropped the shit. Well, because I dropped it, I got hit it. So YouTube wasn't a thing that I wanted to try it on. Fuck. And I didn't want to do Twitch because it's way too hard to, grow. I mean, if you're not a girl, and this isn't a sexist thing, but it's been proven that they boost females. So I wasn't going to try it on Twitch. I wasn't going to go on Kick or any of these other streaming sites. So I was recommended meetme by Ethan. And basically what meetme is like a live streaming app where you can stream, you can earn credits, you can do like battles with other people. It's kind of like TikTok where you battle for like who got the more laughs or who like owned this person, dumb shit like that. But what's cool about it is that you can like find people streaming in your area, but that means you have to put your location. And I would put like the city that I was close by, but I wasn't actually living in. And so basically, once I started streaming, like, people in my town could see me. And I got a few, like, followers early on. They were just like, oh, that's cool that you're streaming in, like, my city or whatever. Because, like, I would stream when I would DoorDash with a certain girl, and then I would DoorDash at my mom's house, which is not in that city, whatever. And then I would, like, DoorDash in the day, and that's when those people from my city would come by. But at night, that's when the fucking freaks pulled up. So basically the first time that I streamed with my buddy Ethan, and we were doing like our normal like video night chat bullshit. Um, a couple creeps pulled up, and they were like people that were like into cross dressing or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, I wish I could put this lipstick on you. I think you look real nice with it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm not into that, but thank you for checking my stream out. You know, if you want to stick around, follow, whatever. I'm just trying to entertain people, right?" And I thought nothing of it. And then another person says, "Oh, I really like how you smile. I really like the way your lips are shaped." I'm like, okay. And then, I basically get weirded out after that second one, so I stopped the stream. Um, and so I was like, maybe it's just like a fluke or whatever. So then I start streaming some more, and like repeatedly, like for the first week of streaming on like nights or whatever, I had all these creeps pull up and like, "Oh man, I just like really like your belly. Like I just want to pet it." And fucking bad. But what made it worse was I started fucking with Xanax. And then I was taking like a lot of edibles, like homemade edibles. So real shit, not like some Delta 9, THCA, whatever that they sell in the smoke shop that doesn't do shit. And I started messing around with those, and I didn't know my limits, and I would pass out on my live streams. And poor Ethan would be sitting in the guest box just waiting for me to wake up or say something. And he would have to like put up with what the creeps were saying in my chat. You know, they were just like, "Oh, I just want to pet his brown hair. I just love the way he snores, and like, oh, so relaxing. Oh, I just, I just like the hoarseness in his voice. I like that he almost has like sleep apnea." Like, what the fuck? And I would wake up in the morning and the stream would still be going, and I would see like the tail end of the messages, like, "Sleep well, handsome," or like some bullshit like that. Some creepy dudes saying that stuff. Wow. I just realized I've been fucking waving this around talking and not hitting it. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And so my buddy Ethan would relay what they said in my chat the night before. And then I started realizing, oh, I'm starting a fucking Gooner empire. Shit. So I'm like, well, I'm getting fans either way, and people are donating a few credits here and there, so maybe it'll amount to something. Who knows? And like, still want to keep doing a video call with my friend Ethan. Why not? So I make the bad decision to keep going. Yep. And what happens is, like, maybe a night after, like, I find out that people are basically like in love with me sleeping, and like they love to donate money while I'm sleeping or whatever. Like a couple nights after I find that shit out, I'm streaming again and I'm on Xanax. Like I was like really depressed, and I didn't really like my job. I didn't like going to like this shitty ass tech school. I don't know. That's a whole separate story, which I'll get into. Maybe another time, whatever. But yeah, I was just depressed, taking Xanax and all that. And I took a little bit too much this one night, and all I remember is like I was slowly starting to nod, and like the peripheral vision like turned black or whatever in like my vision tunnel, and I started to nod off, dumb shit like that. And then I remember Ethan hopped off the guest box and it was left open, and I'm like nodding off, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry guys, I'm like, I'm getting tired, but I can keep the stream going if you need like company or whatever," because I was trying to be nice, and in case anyone had a mental health problem and they felt comfort in watching another human. I don't fucking know. I was like drugged up. I'm zanned out. I'm making weird fucking decisions. Who knows? Like, I was just really tired, and then I just remember hearing like the note, like the sound or whatever, the notification of someone hopping the guest box, and I look up, and it's a fucking dude whacking off in like a fairy dress, like a 50, 60-year-old man. He's just like like in a fucking fairy dress, and I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And I just hit end stream, and then I get all these messages in my DMs like, "Oh, that was wonderful, thank you. Oh, that was like the best experience ever. Like, if you could just do more sleeping streams, but like prop it up so like the camera's tilted down so like you could lay somewhere and I could just like see your belly rise and fall as like I'm going through the motions. What the fuck? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, are you gay? And I'm like, no, I'm not fucking gay. And then he's like, oh, that's a shame. I was about to ask for a dick pic. I'd send you $200. I'm like, no. And so like I start getting hit up by people like him too, um, that were like in the stream, like from the nights before, and they're like, hey, why'd you end the stream? Like I was almost there. They're like, please, you gotta like start the stream up, man. We need you to sleep for us because like it helps us sleep, you know? Like they're just saying some shit just to manipulate me. And at that point, I realize I need to delete this fucking account and start over again. So the original Geek Links got deleted, then I started a new account called like Voltorix or some dumb shit. And then I was like, all right, it's gonna be different this time, Ethan. And he's like, dude, after what I saw, like with the dude with the dress, I'm scarred, I'm scared, I'm terrified. Like, I don't think this is a good idea, but like, you know, I want to still talk to you, and you're gonna be streaming, and you're streaming off your phone, so like, you know, I might as well just hop in the call. I'm like, well, I'm telling you right now, man, you might see some shit. Man, this is a fucking good ass cart. I'll put it on the cloud boost setting. There. It's hard to see. Dumbass camera. So, I start a new account and I start streaming again. And of course, the fucking freaks show up. And I'm like, I'm telling you guys right now, if you start saying weird shit in my chat, like, you're just gonna be banned immediately. And then if you keep creating accounts, I'm just gonna keep banning you. And so, like, the streams went okay, but, like, then I could see who was joining, and they were the same accounts from before, but, like, since I was getting viewers and it bumps you up in the algorithm, I was like, fuck it, I'll just keep them there. And then, I ended up, meeting this girl or whatever, and, we would hang out, we would DoorDash together, and I would stream while she's DoorDashing, and then when she got bored, I would DoorDash, and she would stream on her, phone or whatever, because I don't know, I kind of coaxed her into streaming, but I'm like, just be careful. And she's like, oh, trust me, I'll be careful, which is, I don't know. I think she knew what she was getting into. Fuck. But, yeah, like on the first hangout, I was streaming and I'm like, I'm meeting this girl. Fucking embarrassing. But, yeah, so I coaxed her into streaming and I would like stream, when she was DoorDashing, all that. And this one time we were streaming, and like we were parked somewhere, like I was just like sipping on a soda, smoking a blunt, and one of these creeps like decided to say, "Yo, what city you actually in?" And the girl goes, "Yo, we're actually in this city." I'm not gonna say the city, but they're like, "Oh yeah, like what part of it?" And then she drops her apartment, which I was like sometimes hanging out at. And I'm like, oh my fucking god, we're gonna have people showing up to our fucking doorstep. And that is exactly what fucking happened. Oh my god. So this one night, I'm chilling in her like shitty ass studio apartment thinger. She's got a dog locked up in a cage that I've never seen ever like go outside except for one time a day. And that was like rarely, like once every 3 days. I don't know. She was abusive towards the dog, and like I had like immediately dropped her within like 2 weeks or whatever. Yeah, she had a really bad gambling addiction. Like we would be doing DoorDash all day, and then we'd have to go to the fucking casino. It wasn't an option to go to the casino, but we had to go to the casino. And all the money that I had like made, she was like, "Yo, can I borrow like $20? Can you get us some food?" And I'm like, oh, fine. I guess I haven't ate all day. But yeah, all of her money and all the time that I spent sitting in her car went to the casino. And yeah, she dropped the location that one time when I was streaming. And I'm over at her place, and we just got done with DoorDash, going to the casino. Late at night, it's like 3 in the morning, nothing's open. Or open or whatever. And I'm like, well, kind of hungry, but I don't know what to get. And so I'm like, fuck. Once McDonald's opens, I'm gonna just DoorDash. And so I'm sitting there like on my phone. She's asleep because like I was like tweaking off of shit. I don't know. I was into a bunch of shit back then. And so since I decided to like get DoorDash delivered or whatever at like 6 in the morning, like as soon as McDonald's opened, I decided to stay up at like 3 in the morning from that point. And I'm sitting on the couch and there's like a light, like it's like a whole stack of little apartments in this one kind of modular fucking system. But there's like porch lights on every like little doorstep. And I'm watching TV and I look to my left and I see like a shadow walk across the window like this. And then it stops in front of the door. And then I just hear knock, knock, knock. Like, why did that sound so emo when I said that? Knock, knock, knock. Oh, darkness. But yeah, like, knock 3 times and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not going to get the door, but I don't know what their intentions are. And I hope they don't try and break into this place because all I have is a knife, and a knife is not faster than a fucking bullet. And so I'm sitting there, and I was just watching the window because, like, they obviously knew I was in there. So, like, what's the point of hiding at this point? Unless I see them, like, pull out a gun or some shit. I don't know. I'm retarded. And I was watching the window, and then I just saw them walk back the way they came. And I was like, huh. I wonder if it was like a tweaker or something. I don't know. That's what I thought, at least. And then about an hour later, I decided to finally like get the balls and the courage to like check outside, see if they left anything. I don't know. I just had a feeling. Oh. And I opened the door, and there's like a bushel of like roses. A bushel. But there's like a bunch of fucking roses on the doormat with a note saying, I really miss your streams. Can you please start it up? And I'm like, what the fuck? And so at that point, I basically had to wake the girl up. I'm like, yo, I gotta go. We're done talking. You basically put my life in jeopardy, and I can't put up with like going to the casino every fucking night. I don't know. It was just stupid shit. And then like, plus she was abusing that dog, neglecting it, whatever. And so I stopped hanging out with her, and I would just stay at my mom's. I wouldn't like go anywhere like in the city that I was supposed to be in, like on the meetme app. I said I was in that city, remember? And for a bit there, it was like fine. Like, yeah, I got a few creepy messages, people wanting my Snapchat, all this shit. And then I finally got this one message by this guy, and he said, yo, I live in the city. I have a taxi company and I do paranormal investigations or whatever. And he said, because I like talking about spiritual stuff. And he said, like, yo, if you want to go on a paranormal investigation or you want to make more money, just like hit me up. And then he dropped his Snapchat or whatever. And so I follow him on Snapchat and we get to talk. And he's like, yo, if you want to come out this night, I can get you trained in on how to do bouncer work or whatever at this bar. And then like I can show you how to do the taxi company thing, and you can start making money right away. So I worked my shitty ass pizza job for like 10 hours because someone called in sick, and it was usually 8, and I had to work for an extra couple hours that day. And then I show up to the bar, and he's like, all right, so here's all this shit about the bouncer work, here's what to look for. And then he's like, now here's how to like pitch someone for a taxi cab. And then basically you just go up and be like, hey, I know you're drinking right now, but if you drove here, we at this taxi company, I almost said the fucking name. I don't want to name drop anything. But I'm like, we at this company actually offer a service where we can drive you home, and then we can come back and drive your car home for like an extra like $10 in town, and then it was like an extra $10 each like 10 miles out of town or whatever. And I ended up making a decent amount of money that night, and I worked all the way until fucking 6 in the morning. And the guy and I, we just talked and chilled, and we smoked cigars at this one random uh, client's, I don't know what you call that, customer. We smoked cigars at his like shop or whatever after we dropped him off. He was like the bartender. So like after he closed. And then we were out there till like 6 in the morning and giving people rides. And then I finally came home and he's like, yo, we should do this again. But like, obviously if you want to keep doing the taxi stuff, that's fine. But like, would you want to be into the paranormal stuff? I said, sure, why not? And so he pitches this investigation. He said it's not paid, and I'm like, that's fine. Like it's just like an experience. But it was at this old funeral parlor, which is like a short walk from the lake that surround or like is like the center of the town, and the town surrounds the lake like a big old arch. And basically at that funeral parlor, in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, they'd walk down to the lake, cut blocks of ice out of the lake, and then walk it back up, put it in the fucking basement, and stack bodies on them. And then there was like an embalming table in the basement too. And like, when I got there, I was just expecting him and I to do this, but then he brings this girl with, and he's like, "Oh, this is my fiance." I'm like, "Oh, wow. Well, nice to meet you. Like, how long have you guys been together?" Like, just a year. What? You have a fiance after a year? And she's like, "Yeah, we're pretty close, and we live together." And and she then says, "Yeah, we're very close, and like we're very open sexually, and that kind of helps us not like get into fights, because then if we get a fight, you can just go fuck someone else." I don't know, but that's what they fucking said. Oh, my vape. I got it. Nicotine. And so she says, "Yeah, we're very open sexually, and it's actually helped us get closer, and we don't have as many fights. And before we get into this investigation, we were wondering, would you want to do a threesome with us?" And right when she said that, I knew that she was one of these gooner people. Like, they planned this out for some time, and they were like basically grooming me. So she says that, and then I'm just like, "Oh, maybe another time. Like, I'm good." And then we do the investigation. Some crazy shit happened. I don't know, like a light clicked on and off by itself in the basement as we were walking up the fucking stairs. And I don't know, just weird stuff happened over there. Nothing too crazy though. But to continue on with this kind of arch with this like new person and like his woman. So about a few months later, I had been working at a new job and like was trying to get my life together, and like I'm trying to save up money so I can live on my own or take care of my dad at the time, whatever. And that dude hits me up again. And he's like, "Yo, I got a few new crew members this time. There would actually be a payroll. We got like an LLC," or whatever the fuck he said. I've never seen the paperwork for this, but he's like, "Yeah, it's a legit like organization now, company, whatever. So we're gonna get paid for this." And I'm like, "Okay. So when are we gonna investigate it?" He's like, "Well, here's the thing. These people that I just hired don't know anything about it. So we need you, the guy that knows a lot about this shit, to come back to my house and basically do a presentation for them and like explain how to use devices, what to look for, shit like that." So I'm like, "All right, am I gonna get paid for this?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll give you $20." I'm like, "Fine, nice little speaking fee or whatever from the Geek Links." So I get there, and his house is a fucking mess. I didn't know it at the time, but he had a pet rat. And I walk in and I just see this rat scurry away from the door. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" He's like, "Oh, that's my pet rat. Yeah, it's fucking Hermit." I'm like, "Hermit? you got a hermit living in your house. It's like, yeah, funny, right? But yeah, his house was really fucking messy or whatever. I'm not gonna judge because like I've been there, but not that bad, I think. But anyways, I walk in, and his girl's sitting at a table. The guy that I like met through Meet Me that wanted to do the taxi company and all this dumb shit, he was kind of like standing off to the side of the table next to his woman, and then there was like three hobos, three fucking hobos sitting on the floor, no blanket, no pillow. They got like dirty ass clothes on. It smells like onions and fucking bo and ass in there. I'm like, oh, whew. It was like the air was like thick and dense and like humid. I don't fucking know. I've never experienced like bad like hygiene like that in like a closed area with no airflow. But yeah, so I'm like, hey, my name's Geek Links. I'm like a paranormal guy. I've gone on a few investigations on my own, and then like a one time with these people, and then I start going into my speech, and I'm like, well, um, after I've basically told you what to look out for, I want to get to know you guys. So then I start asking them about themselves, and I find out one was a fent addict, and he recently got discharged from the hospital for heart failure, because fent does that shit. And so now he got kicked out of his mom's house. He can't live in a halfway house because he's still using. And so he was crashing at this dude's house on the floor. And I asked the other dude, I'm like, so what about you? Like, tell me about yourself. He's like, well, I was on meth for a long time. He's like 40, 50. He's like a rough 40 at like the minimal. I don't know why I said that weird. But it's like, yeah, I've been doing meth all my life, and I've had all these spiritual things happen to me, and like I swear I experienced it. But people say I was in meth psychosis, but I know God is real and the devil exists. And we need to vanquish and perish the evil. And I'm like, Jesus, dude. And I'm like, so are you staying here too? He's like, yeah. They gave me a spot to lay my head down that night. It's real chill. So after I got to know them and I explained all the shit about paranormal stuff, I'm like, so you said that maybe you can get new equipment or whatever. I forgot to mention that. But he said he had new equipment, and he brings out all of this rinky dinky ass 1960s film reel, like analog mechanical ass cameras and meters and all this shit. I'm like, oh my god, bro. And he was trying to get me to stay, and he's like, yo, I got something to show you. And he's like stalling or whatever. And I guess this was a setup to try and get me with his woman, like this meet me gooner girl or whatever. And so the hobos are sitting off to my right. She's still sitting at the table. And like I hadn't really talked to her or noticed her because I was more into like trying to make my money, explain shit, learn who these people are. These addicts that he decided to hire and let them leech off of him. But I like, turn my head and towards the girl, and I'm like, oh, so like how was your night? How's the taxi company doing or whatever? And she's like, oh, it's been really really tight, like we just really haven't been getting customers, so we've been at the house a lot, and we've been real lonely. Like we've been so lonely. And she was a big woman, a big mama, big mama, and she was wearing, I don't fucking know, like a tank top, and like these shorts were revealed too much, and I saw some cottage cheese that I did not want to eat. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna degrade women, but yeah, it's her own thing, and I'm just sitting there. I'm getting more uncomfortable as she's like, and finally the dude walks out and he's like, yo, look at this fucking dumbass tapestry I got. And it says smoke weed every day on it, and it's a weed flag. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do here. You're trying to groove me into something again, huh. He's like, no, we never, bro, we never. And I'm like, yeah, can I just get my $20? I'm trying to go. And then he's like, yo, I'll give you $20 and a Mountain Dew. Thanks for coming, bro. And just pats me on the back, and I'm like, yep, And then he follows me out to my car. And I'm like, oh my God, not this Minnesota fucking goodbye shit. And I like get in my car and I'm like, lock the door, put the window down so I can at least say goodbye again, because I'm trying to leave this weird fucking situation of people trying to fuck me and get me into a threesome with all these other weird hobos maybe rolling around with their fucking stink and slime and dirt. Ugh. And he's like, you sure you don't want to stay the night? Like, I got a spare bedroom if you want. I'm like, why don't those hobos live there? Or sleep in there, I mean. He's like, well, you know, I don't want them greasing it up. So I have him sleep on the floor. But he's like, yo, you can have the whole new bedroom. And if you want, if you get lonely, you can come chill with us and watch a movie. We have a cool projector. I'm like, no, bro, I got to go. Sorry. I hit that bitch in reverse and I pulled out of there, son. Never looked back. Ugh. And then, like, after that, he kept hitting me up. He's like, yo, we need to hang out. We need to hang out. We need to hang out. And I was like, no. And then I went back to streaming. And then all these other sickos were like, yo, we heard that you're in this city. Like, can we pull up? Can we hang out? Like, I want to show you something. Oh my God. I've never felt so disgusted. And that's not a dig on gay people, not at all. But it's just like, I don't like that. Like, people are like, oh, I love your eyes. I love your lips. I want to caress your brown hair. I want to feel your stomach, because, like, I was 300 pounds back then. It's like, oh, I want to caress your fat rolls. And I just want to hear your sleep apnea and hear you snore like, fucking dumb. But yeah, I forgot to say how much money I made. So, like, people were begging me, like, all the time, like, please, can you stream tonight? Can you stream tonight? And at the end of this, I would say I made a good extra couple $100. People sending me money on Cash App. Yeah, I hunkered down and I decided, you know what? If you're gonna be gooning to my streams, you might as well, like, be paying me. As long as I don't have to see it, like, in my comments and all this shit. And you're not in my guest box whacking off in a fucking fairy dress like that. Like, fine, send me $10 to have me stream for an hour. And that was my rate, $10 an hour. And I actually made some good money off of that. And then I did the taxi company bullshit, paranormal stuff. And yeah, it was a good summer for me. But yeah, that is how people paid me to basically sleep on stream. And they were, you know, doing their thing. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys also enjoyed me ripping on a weed pen instead of the vape the entire time. I'm trying to quit this. Trying to incorporate more weed content into my videos. So thank you for watching this. And to finish out the video, I'm going to go back to where we started. A nice fat rip. No, it's dead. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Sorry this is a long ass video, but a lot of shit happened in it. Yeah, they gooned to me while I was sleeping and paid me for it.